I am just shuffling the regular tarot. Danielle is shuffling and going to use the animal spirit tarot. We're both going to pull cards for the collective. So it's going to be a joint collective reading using two different types of decks that are read completely differently.
Mhm.
So this will be in regards to Aries. I just split the deck and I saw this. No, look at this. Aries and the world as I split this.
That's so cool.
Collective. Aries full moon.
Boom.
Yeah,
That's some
I feel
powerful
it.
energy.
I feel it. I've been using, so you showed me your candle, which was beautiful. I'm using these stones here. So this, I don't know if
That's
you can
beautiful.
see it very well, but this is all natural. Like, I don't even know what this is, like a carnelian maybe.
Yeah, it looks like carnelian.
Yeah, big old chunk here. And then this one, oh, I forgot what these are called.
Looks like maybe a jasper of some kind or
Yeah, it's like
coconut, maybe.
it's got like, it almost looks like spots because it has like dark spots in between. So, and then this one looks like a Tootsie Roll or a log.
It
But
does kind of look like.
but
Is
yeah,
it petrified wood?
I think it could be. I think it could be, but Alan found this up north. So,
Very cool.
anyways, I'm working with those right now because it's like, Aries is very fiery, and a lot of times the fiery signs have the very warm, fiery stones to represent it, right? So,
They also have like those fall color vibes and
yeah, definitely. So, um, all right. So we're gonna do this in a way to where it's going to refer to the impact of this full moon that basically will be the energy that kind of plays out within the next 6 months.
you're not gonna believe some of the cards I pulled.
Uh-oh. Well,
They're
I
just
mean,
like big, they're big, powerful energies, and they're kind of interesting in the time frame in which they work. I've pulled four so far.
uh-huh,
So when I first started shuffling, I had Beaver at the bottom and pulled Beaver first.
uh-huh.
And then next I had Phoenix,
Wow.
fire energy,
Fire.
big, powerful transformation,
Yeah.
very fall esque. And then
Yeah.
we have Dragon.
Ooh. The Ouroboros.
And then Rabbit as a little
Mhm.
reminder of what year we're in.
Mhm.
More
Yeah.
lessons from the rabbit this year.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I'm in Chinese, Chinese zodiac, according to if I was born there, of course, I'm considered a fire rabbit. Or even if I wasn't born there, it's based off the lunar calendar, so I'd be a fire rabbit. But based off the Western Gregorian calendar, I am just, I think that's what it's called, right? The Western, we follow the Gregorian calendar.
Mhm.
It's always a set thing. So I'd be a, uh, a dragon. But yeah. So, um, you can go ahead and explain first since you pulled
Okay,
first. Yeah.
sure. So for Beaver, it's a water element. It embodies aspects of being a hard worker, loyalty, putting family first, being tireless. Um, for when it's in balance, it's happy, it has meaningful work. When it's out of balance, it feels useless or worn out. And to bring it back into balance, it requires physical labor and selfless service.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, so it's just one of those reminders of our physical, yet also a watery, it's considered water element in this deck. So it's kind of like where our emotional and moon state may be right now is maybe we're kind of burnt out this time of year. We're like most of the way through it, but we still have more to go. So it's kind of like that, maybe tending to yourself in those ways where you might be burnt out or maybe need to let go of work that isn't satisfying to
Yeah.
bring that back in balance if it is out of balance in your life.
Yeah. You're going a little slow. The slow motion is good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Do you have it on a slow motion filter? I'm just kidding.
I don't. I
I'm
don't. Maybe I'm just like trading through things.
kidding.
Slow, whoa, 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 whoa,
Wow, wow,
whoa,
wow, wow.
whoa.
It's
So
like we're like
yeah.
doing acid. Wow,
Oh.
wow, 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 wow. I've never tried it before, so I'm just making assumptions, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
does
was
bend
always too
the
terrified.
constructs. It does bend the constructs of time and
Yeah.
things like that.
It
So.
always terrified the hell out of me because I know it affects the brain. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much in my mind and my brain already that I worry that, that although I've done shrooms before and that didn't bother me though, but that's natural. See, that's a whole
Yeah.
different like arena. So anyway,
It is.
I'm gonna just tell you my life story here.
And I'm Italia.
Let me tell you like my past.
The skeletons are coming out.
Maybe not. Um, so then,
um,
yes,
Phoenix.
the Phoenix. I like the
So
Phoenix.
this is representative of freedom from suffering and past karma and reincarnation. So
Mm,
I feel like collectively there's a lot been going on in this area of us
yeah.
shedding off what doesn't work, being reborn in new ways.
Yes,
I think it
absolutely.
is something that we've all been needing is to kind of rise from those troubles and the ashes of our past.
Yes.
Um, this does a lot of work with the chakras. This goes in line with the first chakra, the
Mm,
root, and it talks about our earthen center.
mm,
So maybe also that clearing of the ground. Sometimes, you think of like the controlled burns they do in forests to help with the spreading of wildfires and things like that and clearing out the old dead growth so that new things can come in. It's kind
yeah,
of those processing. So
yeah.
how those are playing out in our lives right now.
Mm.
And then dragon. Where are you?
The dragon.
So dragon. Where are you, my beautiful creature? Dragon. So this is about seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego.
Mm. Shadow work.
Mm-hmm. Shadow work. I don't know about
Oop, hold
you, but
on
like,
1 second. Hold on 1 second. So back now because I had to pause that since my little one came out. So where did we leave off?
so I was going into the dragon.
Hmm.
So dragon is seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. It's our third chakra, so it talks about the solar plexus, which is a source of fire in a lot of things. So that kind of ties again into our Aries aspects. So a different representation of that inner fire and how we use that. What's the stirring of that? What does it want from us? Are we following its true self or are we falling in line with the ego and what we believe may be best and things like that? So
Mhm.
it's about seeing our clear more clearly about both the inner and outer dimensions.
Mhm.
and it talks about how like the dragon resides within us. It's kind of like this ancient self that's been around since the dawns of time and knows everything. It kind of taps into the ideas of Akashic records
Mm-hmm.
and that deep inner intelligence that sometimes we doubt or don't always trust.
Mm-hmm.
So dragons can really want to work with you and befriend you and be utilized for in that powerful way to help clear your path and um, guide you on the journey of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbit is the element of earth. Oh, and both phoenix and the dragon are considered spirit elements.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then we have rabbit, who is of the earth, and it talks about being afraid of everything, overwhelmed or frozen,
Mm-hmm.
and that when we bring it into balance, it is sensitive, it's a problem solver, it's a good listener. When it's out of balance, it over explains, it talks too fast, and what it can need to bring back into balance is a day of silence. So,
Mm.
kind of like allowing the need to like over talk, over explain, that constant thumpering aspect of the mind, um, to kind of bring it down. I do that in my body. I'm very like, it comes out in my leg, like I'm very like bouncy in my leg, like a rabbit, kind of when I'm feeling that overwhelm.
Why does this card sound so much like me?
You're like, you? No.
No, my Chinese zodiac sign isn't a fire rabbit or anything. I mean, there's no connection there.
Gosh.
No, that's awesome though. I love that. It is a subtle reminder for sure. Um, I love how those all came out because it really does show the with the beaver. What it made me kind of also feel as well is that it is the water, yes. And what is it make it makes me think of harvest. It does because I think about the beaver um preparing for the wintertime. So the beaver's preparing, building its dam, right? The beaver dam to make sure it's nice and secure. And has a nice home, has enough food, it's well protected, and over however course of months. And then it also shows, though, that the beaver, in order to create that safety net and prepare, they have to not be stuck. They have to get into go mode. They have to pummel through and shoot that focus down. I'm going to get this done before it's too late for the deadline. So I'm well prepared and I survive. So I liked
Yeah.
that. And
And I'm sure
then,
this is a probably very active time for the cycle of a beaver. Like things are, branches are falling off. They're able to actually harvest more for their
yeah,
work and efforts and
yeah.
putting that into place. So,
Collectively, I feel that this is something, the taking, what I take from that is collectively, the world right now, we all need to make sure yeah, we can get easily caught in the hustle and bustle, like the rabbit card, right? The
mm-hmm.
rabbit card at the end is like the subtle reminder that also circles back to the beaver in the beginning, because the rabbit and the beaver are two completely different energies. They
Mm-hmm.
oppose each other, but they're both important to have. With the beaver, it's like the beaver saying, okay, you can get caught up in the everyday life, hustle, bustle. Oh, I have to meet this deadline. I have to work, family, events, all this kind of stuff. But you can lose track of other things like, okay, maybe I need to be careful on my finances more. What is the state of the world right now? Collectively, we're talking about worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a time of impending recession. You know, everyone on this planet is struggling right now. Everyone is financially, especially in the US. And there's going to be a we won't predict things, but there's a possibility of something popping, right? Something where the dollar, and we just be careful of what are we saving? Do we have our resources in check? Do we have our food in check? If something were to happen, a beaver's always prepared for some kind of thing. So just to make sure, even if you're not predicting that, you're not saying, oh, this will happen, but it's good to just have anyway, just in
Yeah.
case, right? And then with the rabbit, of course, you know, uh, not getting caught up in just the surface level world, but that also pertains to not getting caught up in the world of fear either, to where you're so zone focused that you actually forget to actually enjoy life, and events and, family and different things that you want to be able to enjoy. So it goes both ways at the same time, equally important. And then that's where I get the dragon and the phoenix together makes sense, just sandwiched in between the two, because the phoenix is about, like you're saying, we're rebirthing collectively. There's a lot of major shifts happening in our world, and they were meant to happen. And it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. The dragon is the catalyst. The dragon, what I'm getting chills. The dragon was the catalyst, because what happens when the phoenix rises from the ashes? In order to get that, you have to be able to face your own shadow. And what is the dragon? The dragon is the shadow. You stare your ego right in the face, and he is the one that you are fighting with constantly. So people who oppose each other on our collective right now, we're all the same. We're all on the same
Mm-hmm.
level. We all want the same things. Majority of us, right? In the end, we
Yeah.
all want to have harmony. We want to be healed. Essentially, everyone wants to find healing. So when we're arguing against each other, we're not arguing with someone separate from us. We're arguing with our own self too. And so it's like it's the ego, it's the shadows looking at each other. And then if you are willing to see that for what it is and learn to transmute it in some way, you become like the phoenix. You rise from the ashes, you burn away your old self, and you rise and you become something new. So I really got a lot from that. That was really good. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was really good. I liked it.
Yeah,
So
I
much
think
symbolism.
they're powerful symbols, and they can play so nicely together in the ways that they remind us and give us new messages and perspectives of where we're at in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cards I pulled the first one, which is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, along with next, is the Ace. So to me, this really does remind me of the material realm, right? So for here, it shows that this lady, she is independent. This to me represents self. Self
It
needs to
also falls in line a lot with the hardest
the
themes, I believe,
hardest.
too.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It looks like she's in the autumn-like setting. She's also looking at the birds for inspiration. And I think it really shows symbolism of maybe it's always good to keep quiet enough or have a still point every now and then to where you make it your mission to just quiet your mind to such an extent where you are literally trying to just listen to what nature's telling you. Listen to what the birds. It looks like she is right here in this picture. She's doing
Mm-hmm.
that right now. She's grounded, but essentially for the collective, I see this as everyone essentially has to be independent first, right? So it doesn't matter. You can be in a relationship and still do that, obviously. It doesn't matter if you're with someone or without. It doesn't matter any of that. You can be so close to your family to where you live with all of your extended family members in one household. It does not matter. In the essential end, we are individual beings that are going to have to take accountability and be the ones to feel to, be the ones to decide, do we want to feel content, or do we want to feel chaos and sadness and anger, or, anguish? And so it's really like, essentially the message is building abundance, but not from a point of being attached to something, from a point of not forgetting that you essentially are the star of the show, right? Every individual on this planet is a star in their own story. And whether you believe in God or not, I mean, if you believe in God, God views you as the star of your own story. And what is God? God is the star of his own story too. So, and it's just like, then it leads to this. It's like the Ace of Pentacles reminds me another heavenly spiritual looking card, right? It has an offering of value, but it offers not only value in the material realm. This material thing here is coming from a cloud. It's not coming from a person, individual in the ground. It's coming from some ethereal matter, some place that is not of reality. So I feel that there's a way that we can harness this value, this pentacle, this gift from other realms of consciousness. It really beckons us to walk through this archway into something beautiful. And we have the power to change that perception and view. And, but essentially, even though we are on our own solo journeys on a soul level, the catch of life is that regardless, you still have to make bonds, make relationships, communicate, right? Hold on one second. So, like I was saying, I think the Three of Cups represents uniting the subconscious on the collective, because subconsciously we are all connected. We have our own conscious, subconscious, and we're not connected subconsciously, we're connected unconsciously. So we all have three consciousnesses, and collective conscious is our unconscious parts of ourselves. So we're not really conscious of it. I know that there's I'm sure that there are people that are good at being able to feel other energies and being able to predict and be psychic. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm saying maybe there is a possibility. I can't personally do that myself. At least I haven't felt that I could. I haven't had enough proof to know that I can, but from what
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So this represents really that for me. It's like, this is kind of like almost going in line, because it's like this one, it's about recognizing ourselves, right? And then here, it's what we recognize as reality versus different dimensions and veils, that they're connected in some way, and the other veil offers value to us. Then we have to connect together collectively on the unconscious level to where we unite on an emotional sense. And that's how we heal, like, global karmas and cycles, the Ouroboros, so there's meaning behind these history repeats itself type sayings, because essentially it is just the cycle of evolving. And there's different theories to that as well. But I won't go into that, because then I'll just go deeper and deeper into a rabbit hole. I'm not going to go there. Hold on one second. All right, back to what I was saying. So the last card I pulled, though, is the Ten of Wands. So what is the Ten of Wands? The Ten of Wands is, well, it's also viewed as a completion of something, right? Because after the 10, it's the 1. It's at the very end of the cycle. Now, collectively speaking, we can view that as such as that we just barely, well, I could look at it in this way. We're starting a new North Node period that's going to last for 18 months, right? That actually, Western astrology, it started a month ago, where the North Node changed into Aries. In Vedic astrology, the North Node does not change until October. So they're both astrology, just read differently, but they're both equally important. Vedic astrology is older than Western astrology, though. It is more, it's been around longer, and it's based off of not the sun. It doesn't go by the sun, it goes by the constellations in the sky. Um, so it's very interesting stuff. So that's kind of how I could view it too. It's like the end of one North Node cycle and hitting a brand new cycle of the North Node being in different signs. Um, but yeah, I think this goes in line for sure with um, the two spiritual cards you drew with the dragon and the phoenix. So it's much about transformation. And then at the bottom of the deck, it's temperance. So Sagittarian energy. Um, and Sagittarius is a mutable sign. So what is being mutable? It's about being able to adapt, learning how to transmute. And that's exactly what we've been talking about this entire time, about this full moon and what it means to really transmute something, so that you're not repressing it, but you're not unleashing the gates of hell either, right? Because you don't want to
Right.
repress it and keep it all in, but you don't want to open up Pandora's box either. So
Yeah.
that's what I got.
I like it. I
Yeah.
think there's some good perspectives and lessons and all that. I like the pentacles have brought up a lot for me for like the cycles of beginnings and endings and like the new start to things is represented a lot in that ace signature, and that reminds me of Aries and that freshness, that
Mm,
that clearing that it's trying to do. So it's bringing up a lot for me for how we place our value on things and like what we're choosing to recognize that has value in our lives.
mhm.
Sometimes we take those things for granted. So it's kind of like opening our eyes and to see how much is really available to us.
Absolutely. I like that. Yes, indeed. You making some nice chimey sounds in the background? What is that?
Oh, the sounds that you're hearing.
Yeah.
It's just my nieces and nephews stomping upstairs, and then my light rattles
Oh,
its glass, so it kind of like makes this like dong
you were like doing some like gong in the background or some
in the
shit
back.
or
No, it's
support,
just the
you know?
stampede of children.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. I just like we're randomly like hitting stuff like randomly.
Just casually back here.
As we're talking, I'm just getting some random stuff for just some sound effects and some
I
frequencies
was just
and
seeing how
such.
long it took for you to notice, actually.
No, I was just like, oh, okay, because we're getting into like conversations about stuff. So I was like, okay, in my mind, I'm like,
You're like,
oh,
wait,
yeah.
wait, is that in my mind or is that really happening?
She's like, when's the right time for me to ask about this noise going on? So,
Yeah.
oh, it's funny. Anywho's,
Awesome. Well, it's been fun chatting with you about this moon energy, and I hope that we all have new pathways to discovering our senses of self and self love and leadership and exploring life.
yes, agreed. And we should do some more videos in October, have some Halloween themed ones, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just fall tinies. What's your favorite fall activities?
Yeah. Ooh,
Fall la 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 la.
there we go. Man, I just want to I want to just do like a fun video where we just like dress up in costume and wear masks,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm working on sewing my own witch hat. I
Ooh.
bought a bunch of like sewing stuff so you can kind of see my like little sewing
Oh,
station
cool.
there. So my first project's gonna be making a witch hat.
Sweet. Yeah, I got
I think I'm gonna make it also look like a little candy corn, so it's gonna
that'd
have
be
like
cute. Oh, I love that.
orange band and yellow and then white.
I love that. Oh my gosh. We need to do something like that. We do. Yeah. And like really get in the mood, like, like set the vibe and like have like everything set up and just have like a crystal ball and I'll just like I'll look into the crystal ball and
Yeah. And then we'll sacrifice children, but not yours. They're safe.
not mine.
Just kidding.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Not your babies.
Yeah. I'll just, I'll find something.
Yeah.
I want like a scream mask, just
Go on.
and just like I'll do a reading just wearing that mask the whole time. I think I really do want to do that actually. That'd be really fun.
I think that'd be awesome. Do it.
I think I'm gonna do it. Maybe you can do it with me.
Okay.
Like both of us wear like a mask or something.
My nephew made an Iron Man mask. I could maybe use that.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, that would work.
Or helmet. I guess it's more like the whole helmet rather than mask.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we'll think of something.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That sounds good to me. Well,
Right. Happy full moon.
happy full moon and mid-autumn harvest moon.
Yes.
And we shall see you later.
Mommy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Mommy.
Bye.
Mommy.